Hey y'all, welcome back to Inside the Barrel. I'm Double J.
I'm Big H.
I'm Nathan.
Nate Dog.
Nate Dog.
Hey y'all.
We got a special one.
We do.
Go try to find this one on the shelf because you're not going to find it. Well, you might.
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't think so. Unless you're in Loretto, Kentucky. We just came back from the Bourbon Trail. I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Depending on when Nate Dog posts this. And this comes from Star Hill Farm in Loretto, Kentucky, from
Which
the Maker's
is?
Mark Distillery. So
Thank you.
made a visit there. Double J's bachelor party on the Bourbon Trail. It was our third stop on the Bourbon Trail on that day. So a new release from Maker's Mark. What's kind of unique about this one? First ever release they came out with. It's not a bourbon, so this is the first time Maker's Mark's ever put out a non-bourbon product. This one's actually a wheated whiskey. So 51% soft red winter wheat. The remainder of that mash bill is a 27% malted soft red winter wheat. So what is that? 78% wheat, right? And then it's got a 22% malted barley as the remainder of the mash bill. Another fact about that, only product that they've ever put out, or only bottle they've ever put out that doesn't have the wax top either. So
What does it have?
what does it have? The one thing that's unique about that top
my
is
goodness.
that there is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weight on that top, so a lot of metal on that top. Comes in a 114.7 proof. Right now it's a distillery only release. They put a press release out that said this was going to be available at select limited retail, distillery only, and select limited retailers. Starting midsummer. So I don't know what those select limited retailers are. I think if you look right now, you're always making a mess of stuff.
Always.
I think if you look right now on the web,
There you go.
there's a couple places you can find this on secondary that show it, but not necessarily retailers, but there's a couple places that are selling it on secondary, but I'm assuming those are people that picked up bottles of the distillery and then turn around and resold them. But we picked it up, I think it was 105, I think was the price at the distillery.
Right.
Yeah. So
And then the age on it. They don't put an age statement on there, but they say it's distilled and barreled in fall of 2016 and 2017. So it's a blend of 8 and 9 year bourbon.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, whiskey.
And they kept the same way they do their bourbon. Left the E out of whiskey. Why did they leave that E out of there? Nate Dog.
I don't remember why.
I think they're trying to save on print costs with it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You know what? They did take us back there where they print the labels, and they
Yeah,
still
they
do
do.
them hand labels today.
Yeah.
Do you have a label off the side? You have to
They
post
don't
that.
show the
But they do leave the E out, and that's basically for their, the heritage, and they're giving homage to their, their Scottish, Irish
Yep.
heritage that they have, where they don't put an E in whiskey.
Right.
So they brought that back, and that's what they.
John loves that there's no E in whiskey.
I do.
You
I
point
asked
that
the
out
group.
every- I know you did.
I did.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. All right. So what about that nose?
Soft.
They told the story.
It's not sweet like Maker's Mark nose has been
Right.
for me in the past.
Yeah, they tell the story, the history about the Samuels family when they bought the farm, and that they wanted to, bring back an old family recipe of what they had and how they used to produce whiskey or bourbon back there. And he pulled that recipe out and made it and didn't like it and said he wanted to change the recipe. Actually, I think it was his wife. I don't remember her name. It was Bill Samuels. Was it Marjorie? I'm going to mess that up. We kept saying
No,
it was
that's
Marjorie.
right.
I think it was Marjorie. She drank it, spit it out, and said it was awful. We're not going to use this. And so he kept saying he wanted to make it different. It was too hot. It had too much of the bourbon hug.
It's got a hug.
Wanted it to be softer. Wanted it to be softer. So he kept experimenting with different things. And what they said on the tour was the way he actually tried it is he said rather than continuing to experiment with mash bills and a bourbon, he decided to take all the grains that you would use in a mash bill and start to bake them in breads and figure out which bread he actually liked the flavor of, until they actually figured out which bread they liked and said, this is the bread we like. Took that mash bill, made it into bourbon, and what they actually found was they took the rye out, replaced rye with the soft winter wheat, found that actually gave it a softer profile, the sweeter profile that they got, which basically is what made Maker's Mark is today. So this really is kind of a tribute to that, because it actually is even more wheat with even more wheat weeded whiskey. So
Yeah. I really like that.
It's got a hug on
Yeah. But
It's
just
long-lasting.
the flavor though is very interesting to me. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys think? I'm not sure I have specific notes on it. It's complex, long
Lot of
finish.
things, long
it's
finish.
good. Yeah, it's,
I like it. And I'm not typically a weeded type of guy.
Hey, you claim not to like Maker's Mark.
No.
Wow.
it's good. Yep.
I'll go first. Even at $100, I'm probably 4.3.
300.
No, 4.3.
Oh,
is
4.3 at
my
100.
rating out of 5.
Oh,
Out
okay.
of 100. At $100 bottle, which again is kind of an expensive bottle. For
So if it was $50, what would it be?
4,
8?
6, or 7. Yeah.
I'm surprised. I just don't know how understand how the taste goes up. You like it more.
I do
The
it
flavor
on
based on price.
QVM, quality value. What is that, quality value matrix or something?
Okay.
Sure.
Quality value measurement.
That's too complicated for me.
Quality going like this, value going like that. You kind of plot it out. And it moves along the axis.
You do that when you eat food too. It's like, do you eat a lot at McDonald's and Taco
Yeah.
Bell?
When I eat a big steak,
When he goes to Taco, you better not be going to Taco Bell.
but when
Well,
I
that's
eat a
quality value
when I,
management.
when I eat a $50 steak, like it better be really good.
But you could also go to Ponderosa and get a $10 steak, and you'd probably be happier with it. Quality
You just
value
saved
management.
$40.
You just basically said that. I'm just trying to say. But I know that's not Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg would rather eat that $40 steak because he's
I'm-
bougie.
Can I go to?
I'm just trying to figure out how you do
We're
wine.
on a
And
steak.
do you also buy that $5 bottle of wine?
I don't
Really
eat red
don't.
meat, so I don't even know.
I know he doesn't drink $5 bottles of wine, but he acts like he does.
No,
The way he's sucking them out his
I
mouth.
gave what did I give it a
4.3.
3.
Yeah.
What
I'm
do
gonna
you
get a
give it?
4.0. And if I had $100, I'd still. I'll probably buy it. I'll buy it.
Because
I
that
think I
doesn't
did
affect
buy it.
anybody else's scale except for mine.
Yeah, it's going on primary shelf. My primary shelf.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, well, it's not just that, but it's. I think it's a highly sought after bottle. I think it's.
Yeah.
It's a focal piece. You know what I
It
mean?
wouldn't be anything that you would start somebody with. That's for absolute sure.
Yeah.
It would scare them.
No.
Yeah. But again, for people that appreciate different types
Yeah.
of whiskeys,
Different
like,
profiles, different,
yeah,
and something
really
different that came out of Maker's Mark.
Mhm.
yeah, good story.
Big H has got a story with it, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Yep.
Well, that was good. Thanks for sharing that with us, Big H. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell a friend,
Oh, that's wonderful.
subscribe, like. Anything else?
Sure.
Share? Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.